Hello, this is Live Sports with Jackson Mushnick, part 2 of our first episode. So, we got back. 3 things that don't happen anymore in baseball that happened a long time ago. Steals of home. Ty Cobb has the most steals of home, and it's probably never going to get beaten. Complete games. No one ever throws a complete game. They only go to 6 innings. It's Cy Young's complete game record, never going to get beaten. Then, the last one is infield home runs by Jesse Burkett has the most. Well, very impressive by Jesse Burkett to have the most infield home runs. So now, let's get to the basketball section of Live with Sports with Jackson Mushnick. Thank you. So, today, we'll be talking about loyalty. Loyalty to your team. Now, say, there's 3 types of loyalty. Loyalty to your city, loyalty to your team, 2 ways. First, we'll start with the loyalty to your team. You could play on the team your whole career. Bill Russell, Larry Bird, but not Michael Jordan. Sorry, I said Michael Jordan. Lou Gehrig. Those are just some of the names. Cal Ripken Jr., Derek Jeter, Mariano Rivera. So that, or like Bobby Thompson, you could start on that team and then end on that team. Go to a different team, go to another team, go to another team, but then end on that team. Exactly what Bobby Thompson did and Ken Griffey Jr. Or loyalty to your city like Babe Ruth. Started out with the Boston Red Sox and ended with the Boston Braves. So, let's see. LeBron. Now, whoever says LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan is crazy. He'd have to play a lot more years to go up to Jordan's scoring. Plus, 6 championships to 2. Gotta do better than that. So, one of the 2 biggest rivalries in basketball barely even played that long. Magic Johnson, who only played 11 years, and Larry Bird, who probably played a little bit more, but got a bad back, and is very high on the play assists in the playoffs, with Magic Johnson number 1 and Larry Bird top 10. Because Larry Bird, trick passes, that. Now, let's talk about the first person to ever do a flashy dunk or anything like that. It's Elgin Baylor. Elgin Baylor started the whole up and under. Then we have Bob Cousy, started the trick pass behind the back. But who did the first 3-pointer ever? Now that's an interesting one. Let's see. Now, it could have been in the ABA. Now, the person who did it was Kevin Greavy. Kevin Greavy. He did the first 3-point shot ever of the Washington Bullets in 1979. The first day that they made it, he shot it and he made it in. So, very interesting fact. Very interesting. The first point was scored by someone on the Knicks. His name was Now, the first shot was made by someone on the It was by someone named Ozzie Sheckman, who played on the New York Knicks in the first game ever. A nice layup. The first layup ever made. Ever. So, now, let's talk about most points ever scored on a team. Now, for the Cleveland Cavaliers, even though LeBron only played 7 years, beat the scoring record because there was no one else good. For the Cleveland, most scoring on the Miami Heat was Dwayne Wade. LeBron didn't play long enough. Only 4 years. So, for the Brooklyn Nets, it was Buck Williams who has the most points. He has a retired number 52 if you go into their court. Now, for the Lakers, it's interesting. You'd think it was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but Kobe Bryant, but he didn't play on the Lakers his whole career. Only in 75 when he started in 69. So, and he only played 15 years. But Bryant played the same amount of years. But Kareem doesn't have the most. Kobe Bryant has the most points ever scored on the Lakers. Kareem has the most points ever scored on the Bucks, though. Very interesting, very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. So, excuse me. So, let's see. The most points ever scored for the Sacramento Kings in a career. It might be Chris Webber. So, for the Toronto Raptors, it's Chris Bosh. And for the Dallas Mavericks, it's Dirk Nowitzki. A lot of players who are playing now. So, what about the Celtics? Now, Bill Russell wasn't a scorer. Larry Bird didn't play long enough. John Hondo Havlicek scored the most points ever for the Celtics. Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan. Spurs, Tim Duncan. The New York Knicks is Patrick Ewing. So, now we're up to the golf segment on Live Sports with Jackson Mushnick. Now let's start off with golf history. Golf was invented by the Scottish, the same people who invented croquet, but became more popular and eventually spread to the United States, where they started the Professional Golf Association. Now, the first great player was Walter Hagen. Now, Walter Hagen has a lot of majors, and was a rivalry with Bobby Jones, even though he played before. Has 11 majors. Walter Hagen is 4th on the all-time list. Now, but then, in the golden age of sports, Bobby Jones played, and he did the first golf Grand Slam. Is where you win the British Open, the U.S. Open, the PGA, and the Masters in 1 year. A very big accomplishment. Now, Bobby Jones, also 3rd on the all-time list. Now, on majors list. Now, the next player is a perfectionist in golf. His name, Ben Hogan. Now, Ben Hogan was a great player. Amazing. Also got the Grand Slam.